So I've decided to start vlogging for my own personal reasons. I need to just get better at seeing myself on camera and making videos of myself. And I thought that this challenge that I entered would be a really good place to start. And to start doing that and to sharing things, possibly stepping out of my comfort zone and sharing some of my videos and thoughts on the internet, which is kind of scary for me. But I decided that this challenge is meant to challenge me, and this is something that I've kind of wanted to start doing for a while, and I just haven't really had the confidence to do. So I really want to start putting my thoughts in video form. So here's that. Anyway, so yesterday I signed up for the Ashley Horner Transform You Challenge. It's a 10-week challenge starting on Monday, next Monday. Even though for me, I guess it kind of just starts today or whenever, because I've already turned in my before photos, which was really super fun. You know, nobody really ever likes taking before photos, but I think they're really important. I think you have to kind of face the reality of the situation, and that's the only way that you're going to be able to actually make a real change and be able to move on and continue on a path. And you gotta know where you began. And for me, it's kind of like I've taken a lot of before photos, I feel like, and I've had a few times where my after was really where I kind of thought it should be. I've done a few different fitness challenges before, not this specific one. Even though one time I did enter the very first Transform You challenge, and I made it till about week 2 or 3, somewhere in there. Ended up quitting, which was really typical for me at the time. So, yeah. Anyway, so for this one, for me, it's really just like finish the challenge, like actually finish the challenge, get it done. And it's more of a mental game for me, or a mental challenge more than anything. I don't usually have a problem stepping foot into a gym. I work in a gym. I'm a personal trainer. I make people work out. Getting the workout in is usually not my weak spot. My weak spot is usually consistency and like continuing on, and also nutrition. I like to eat like shit. I really like shitty food, but I've realized lately how bad I feel when I eat crap, and how I just don't really want to feel that way anymore. And to get away from that, I just need to eat whole foods, healthy foods. I've tried, if it fits my macros, I've tried intermittent fasting. I've tried anything but whole foods. Clean eating, I hate to call it clean eating just because it demonizes other foods, but eating foods that I know are nutrient dense, delicious, like healthy, from the ground, not processed, not packaged, like good healthy foods, and having the bulk of my diet come from fruits and veggies, moderate protein, moderate carb, moderate fat. Seems pretty simple, but a lot of people just are, there's so much nutrition information, and it seems like if you're not doing one thing, you're doing the wrong thing. And I've just tried all the things, and the only thing that really I know works for me, makes me feel good, is whole food diet. So I'm gonna try to remember that, and remember why I want to eat a whole food diet. I want to eat a whole food diet because of the health benefits to whole food. Just the way that I feel, most of the time I feel lighter on my feet. I feel like, even when I'm like kind of hungry, that hunger is satisfied by, a regular size portion. Except for, when you eat junk food, you totally get caught up in the cycle of never being satisfied, because your body never feels satisfied from junk food because it's not getting the nutrients it wants. So you're constantly hungry because you're trying to fill that void of nutrients, and you're gonna go back to eating junk food. It's like the sugar thing all over again. Sugar addiction's real. I suffer from it all the time. To get around that, I usually eat a lot of fruit and try to just get better. But anyway, so I'm doing the challenge. I'm focusing on my mentality. I'm focusing on my nutrition, and that's a mental game as well. Like, the whole thing is pretty mental. And I've decided to go out on a limb and start training for a half marathon. I have never liked running, except for maybe when I was in kindergarten. I was told I was really good at it back then, so I thought I was real hot. But anyway, so I ran cross country in kindergarten, and that's the last real good relationship I had with running. I was forced to do it through school. I was always really slow. I was the chubby kid in school. I come from a really small town, very small school, about 900 kids, K through 8 all together. So through all the grades, barely enough people. And so everybody really kind of knew everyone, and I was the chubby girl, and I was the slow one, and I felt like that's all people ever saw. So I kind of developed a really bad relationship with running and physical activity in general. Like, I tried really hard. Like, I wanted to be just as good. Like, I tried, but no matter how hard I tried, I was just not that great. So then in high school, I joined field hockey, and we had to take runs every day. Once again, I was the last one to come in on those runs every practice. It made me just feel like crap, and now I don't feel like that anymore, obviously. Ever since Ashley really did her 280-mile run, I've been really motivated and really inspired by that. To hear her say that she hates running, yet she's still committed to running 280 miles pretty much, like, without stopping, 280 miles throughout the course of 6 days. Like, that's insane. Yet she does it, and she did it. And I, at the time, was really, strapped for money. I couldn't donate to the cause, which I really wanted to because it's really close to my heart. But I, instead of donating monetary funds, I went out for a run, and I decided to run for as long as I could to try my best and try to support her cause. And I went out, I ran about a little over 3 miles. And I took breaks, I stopped in between. It was really tough, but it was more of a mental challenge for me. I had only ran maybe 3 miles one other time in my life. And I didn't know if I could do it, but I knew I could if I tried hard enough, because if Ashley can run 280 miles, I can run 3 or 4 or whatever I can do, And ever since that day, I really felt like there was something freeing about it, and something challenging, and it was exactly what I was looking for when I wanted to challenge my mentality. And I think it was the next step to really push my fitness in the right direction. And so I've really like committed to training for a half marathon. I'm going to be just moving up, like I'm doing one long distance run a week, moving up a half mile each week. When you think about it in those terms, it doesn't seem like a lot. It's not that much harder than the week before. Pretty much I'm just gonna have to start fueling myself just a little bit more on those days that I do the long run. So like pre-run, a lot more carbs, and post-run a lot more carbs, but other than that, it's totally doable. And I'm really, really excited to challenge myself and to get better at it. I went out and bought new running shoes, and I'm really excited about them. But yeah, so for the most part, this challenge is me being resilient enough mentally to get through pretty much anything this challenge throws at me. So the weekly workouts I'm really excited about. I've done a few pipe hitter workouts before. They're right up my alley. They get my heart rate up, and it's circuit training, and we're doing some heavy lifting as well. So you're building muscle and you're burning fat, and all these things, you're challenging yourself. Now I see that 6 mile run on day 6, and it's just pretty much, run 1 mile, rest 2 minutes in between for 6 miles. And I used to look at that, like when I tried to do it the first time, I totally just skipped that portion because I said, I can't do that. But this time around, I'm really going to take the challenge. I'm going to take the step. And now that I'm kind of like running a little bit more, 6 miles doesn't seem like that crazy to me. I'm just wondering if I'm going to do it outside or if I'm going to do it on a treadmill, just because when I'm outside, I just feel like I'm running more. I feel freer when I'm outside, so I might do that. It might just take a little bit longer out there, but that's fine. I have plenty of time to get the workouts done. I don't need to skip around or modify really that much. My gym has pretty much everything I need. I'm stoked about it. I have my friend Kate up in Idaho doing the challenge with me. I've known her since high school, and she's a really good friend of mine. I'm really excited to keep each other accountable through this. She's tried to complete a challenge before too, and not made it through, so hopefully we can both be really successful this round. But I don't know. I always come out of the gate swinging. I just hope I can make it last and have a really positive impact on my life this way. I just want something that I can continue to do, if I'm going to try my hardest to have balance in my life. I really feel like I have zero excuses at this point, so if I'm not able to continue or finish the challenge, I'm going to be really upset with myself. It's over the summer. My birthday is Friday the 24th, so 4 days after the challenge starts. And I've been looking forward to this birthday probably my whole life, which is crazy to me because I can't believe I'm going to be actually 24. Oh, I've wanted to be 24 my whole life. So I think I really need to take this year and make it my year, because I always measure my years from birthday to birthday. Which, I feel like everybody should. Anyway, so this is like my New Year's. It's my Mecca. It's my everything. Right at the beginning of summer, and taking this step, taking this challenge, trying to really find myself more than I ever had before, finding my limits, like just mentally. I think I know it's a mental game now. Like, it's more mental than it is physical. And if I can push myself past those mental boundaries, like I am with running every time I go out for a run, I just know that I can get mentally stronger and mentally stronger, until pretty much I'm done. Not really done. You know, I don't think you're ever done, but you're kind of to that point where mentally I know I can do anything I put my mind to, and I'm willing to do what it takes, and be able to have the confidence that I need, to do all the things I want to do with my life, because for so long, my whole life, I felt like I had a bigger purpose than what has happened to me. I have struggled with depression, as a child, and early adulthood, and it's always been hidden, really, I think, because I'm a really introverted kind of person, but I put on sort of a front, and I make people feel really comfortable around me, so they won't suspect anything, and I've done that for quite a while. As a kid, I was always kind of like in my own head all the time, and I was just sad, you know, like I couldn't really put my finger on it. I didn't have a reason to be sad. I had a really great family. We were, you know, we had everything we needed. Whatever I wanted to do, you know, I was able to do it. Things like that. I was just sad on the inside, and I have no idea why. But growing up was really, really difficult for me. And being a kid, I really used to look back on my childhood experience and never, ever, ever want children of my own, because I looked at my childhood experience and I thought, I don't ever want to put another person through that. And it was nothing that my parents did. It was nothing that anybody did or didn't do. It was just that I was always sad. I was sad on the inside. I felt like my friends weren't really my friends. I felt like nothing that I could do was just quite right, and it was just really, really difficult for me growing up. So, but in my head and in my heart, I kind of always felt like I was meant to do something on a lot bigger scale. And I always kind of wondered what it would be, when I would find it, how I would get there, what I was gonna do to get there, when in my life was this gonna happen for me. You know, I always just had this feeling, and I just think that everything really, like, in my life has led up to this certain circumstance, and I have huge dreams. I have massive dreams, and for me to be able to do those things, it's unbelievable, really. But at the same time, if I don't believe in myself, like, nobody else is going to. So I pretty much have to make myself believe that I am good enough, I'm smart enough, I am great enough to do what I want to do. And it's really hard to believe in yourself so much, which I feel like I do to a certain extent. Like, I can go through the motions, I can do it, but then actually getting up and doing the things that I want to do is a totally different story. So for this challenge, I really am looking for mental toughness, to be able to be just mentally much stronger than I was going into the challenge. So with that being said, I think this video is long enough, and good luck to me on this challenge. I'm going to try to do at least one video blog entry a week or two, or however many I just feel like I need to do. So I'm such a dork. Anyways, I don't know if anybody's gonna see this but me ever, so it's fine. Bye.